Let's go. All right, so we're just going to finish off the knee on belly series tonight. This is from the Toreando class. So we're still going to go into our position. We're going to establish our inside grips. When I go into my pass this time, I'm going to come around fully to the side and drive this far side knee to the ground until I get into my position on my side from here. My hand that is on this grip will now transfer to the hip and block with my elbow his ability to be able to pummel his leg back on the inside and control from here. Now, normally in this kind of passing situation, all I need to do now is drive the leg through and go chest to chest. However, if he starts to turn and frame into me and keeps this leg nice and strong, it's going to be very hard for me to try to pass here. So now what I'm going to do is my trailing knee will now take the space. Keep your hands up for me, please, Luke. Will now take the space that's created between his hip line here and to his arm. So inside here, my outside leg now will transfer in, and all I do is try and push it across. It's beneficial, this hand on hip, not only in position to be able to block this hip to be able to do that, but it also helps me finish in my nice control position as well for that knee on belly. Let's just run through that passage. Microphone comes off like it always does. Start with our inside grips. Going to come to the side. Hand that's on the far knee will now transfer to the hip. I start to try to come down. He puts his frames inside. My trailing leg now drives through into the center, and I come inside to get into my knee on belly position. Once we get into our knee on belly position, we're now going to work our baseball choke from here. So if you want to come in a little bit closer, we can talk through the grips. Excuse me. For our baseball choke, hold a baseball bat. Underhand, overhand. Swing the bat. Or far side, this side, all right? Underhand, overhand. Swing the bat. But because I'm going to be turning from this side, I want to have my underhand grip and my overhand grip on either side of the collar, like this. So I feed my grip inside, thumbs out as always, top hand comes down and tries to get as close as I can to that hand, so they're both connected like this, as close as I can. Beneficial to this, in normal situations, he will start turning into me, which then kind of frees the gi up here for me to really sink my hands in close and get them in tight. But for the purposes of just drilling this, we're just going to end up in our position with our baseball bat grip like this. Now, the concern I have here is that this hand here is going to start pushing against my hip and framing up to stop me from being able to apply my choke, or alternatively, he's going to bring his hands across and start defending, especially pulling this arm and reaping it out of the road. The choke disappears pretty quickly. So the closest knee is going to pummel inside. I'm going to drive my knee across and put my shin across his bicep, trapping his arm here. Still got my grips inside. Now, what I need to do is make sure that my wrist stays strong on this side, fully up against his neck here, cutting off the artery and blood supply to his brain on this side, as we do with all of our collar chokes. Hand inside on this side, doing exactly the same thing. And I'm going to start to drop myself down and almost like bring my elbow to my other elbow connection. Get my tap. So once again, come inside. Get my tap. So we're cutting off here and cutting off here. Now, in a situation that we have where the person is a lot tougher and probably doesn't tap to this kind of pressure, what I want to do is go to a full north-south situation. So I'm still going to be sliding my shin across. The other one, that is the knee that is on the belly still here, will now transition to the other foot. Bang. Once I get to this position, now I can transfer my leg out, and now when I sit down on this, I really drop my head to his chest, bring my elbows in tight, and really finish tight on the choke. Just run through that basic again. Get my grips inside, get my grips inside, pummel, get my shin to trap the arm. Even this hand here doesn't really worry me, so if he tries to pull the arms away or frame up from that, It's not a strong position. This side, far or close side arm here is a concern for me when it comes to this defense. Here, start to drop myself down. Keeping my wrist strong. Or the secondary option that we've got, if this isn't working for me, is to be able to transfer the knee on belly across, step out, and drive myself down deep to get the choke from here. And that's our last passing sequence. Next week and onwards, we'll be doing our setups from the knee on belly and showing a couple of submissions, chokes, arm bars, all those things from that position. Cool. Cheers.